The night sky has always held a sense of wonder, mystery, and magic. For centuries, humans have gazed upward, asking questions that have defined our existence. What lies beyond our world? How did the universe begin? Are we alone? In our quest to answer these questions, humanity has built great instruments. Telescopes that peer into the heavens, satellites that record the echoes of distant stars, and observatories that reveal secrets hidden for billions of years. But there is one instrument, in particular, that has captivated the imagination of scientists and dreamers alike. It is a machine that, even before it launched, promised to rewrite the history of space exploration. This machine, the James Webb Space Telescope, was destined to be our eyes into the deep, dark expanse of the universe. But its journey, like so many great endeavors, was far from easy. It was a journey of dreams and failures, delays and triumphs, struggles and breakthroughs. It was a saga of human ingenuity, perseverance, and an unyielding belief that one day the telescope would unlock secrets so profound that they would forever change how we understood our place in the cosmos. It began with a dream shared by scientists, engineers, and visionaries who were driven by a singular, almost impossible goal: to build a telescope that could look farther and deeper than any that had come before it. In the 1990s, the Hubble Space Telescope had revolutionized our understanding of the universe. Its stunning images of distant galaxies, nebulae, and stars had opened a window into the vastness of space. But as much as Hubble had accomplished, it had limitations. It could not peer deeply into the most distant corners of the universe, and it was bound by the constraints of visible light. The James Webb Space Telescope, named after NASA's former administrator James E. Webb, was conceived as the next step in this grand journey of discovery. Unlike Hubble, Webb would be capable of observing the universe in the infrared spectrum, which would allow it to peer through cosmic dust clouds and see galaxies formed in the infancy of the universe. Webb would look back in time, uncovering the first stars and galaxies that formed after the Big Bang, some 13.8 billion years ago. It would be the ultimate time machine. But, as with all great endeavors, bringing the vision of Webb to life was not an easy task. The scope of the project was unprecedented. Engineers and scientists were tasked with designing a telescope that could survive the harsh conditions of space and provide data far beyond anything humanity had ever collected. There were technical hurdles to overcome, budgets to manage, and schedules to meet. And most of all, there was the weight of the expectation: this telescope had to succeed. For the scientists, there was a sense of urgency. Every year of delay felt like a missed opportunity. Every setback seemed to add another layer of doubt. But through it all, they held on to the belief that the mission was worth the struggle. They had a vision of what could be achieved, a new chapter in the story of human exploration. The planning for Webb was a massive undertaking, requiring the collaboration of thousands of individuals from around the world. NASA, the European Space Agency (ESA), and the Canadian Space Agency (CSA) joined forces to bring Webb to life. Each part of the telescope was carefully designed and built, from its gold-coated, segmented mirror to its sunshield, which would protect the telescope from the intense heat of the sun. Every component had to be perfect, as the telescope would be sent into space, 1.5 million kilometers from Earth, far beyond the reach of any astronaut or repair mission. But despite their meticulous planning, delays started to pile up. Each setback was more than just a technical challenge, it was a blow to the morale of those working on the project. In 2007, the telescope's launch date was pushed back to 2014. In 2011, it was delayed again. And then, in 2016, it happened once more. The telescope was still not ready. Each delay added years to the timeline, and the cost of the project climbed higher and higher. Yet, even as the delays piled up, the team never lost sight of the goal. They knew that Webb was unlike any telescope ever built. It would be the most powerful space telescope ever launched, with a capacity to observe the universe in a way no one had ever dreamed of. And so, despite the frustrations, the engineers, scientists, and visionaries pressed on, determined to get it right. Finally, after decades of work, the moment arrived. On December 25, 2021, the James Webb Space Telescope was launched aboard an Ariane 5 rocket from French Guiana. For the team who had worked so long and hard, this was the culmination of years of dedication and sacrifice. But the journey was far from over. Webb's mission was only just beginning, and the challenges were far from behind. The launch was flawless, but Webb's journey to its final destination was fraught with danger. Unlike Hubble, which orbits the Earth and can be serviced by astronauts, Webb would be placed at a location known as the second Lagrange point, or L2, 1.5 million kilometers from Earth. This would be Webb's home for the rest of its operational life. And getting there was a dangerous journey. Webb's path to L2 was a delicate dance. It had to unfold in space, piece by piece, its mirror segments, its sunshield, its scientific instruments. If anything went wrong, the entire mission could be in jeopardy. In the days following launch, the world watched with bated breath as the telescope slowly unfolded in space. The tension was palpable. If a single part of the telescope failed to deploy, it would be a catastrophic setback. But as the days passed, the telescope's journey unfolded without major issue. The sun shield opened. The mirrors began to align. The instruments powered up. Every step brought Webb closer to its ultimate destination. And then, in early 2022, the unimaginable happened. The James Webb Space Telescope arrived at AL2, completing the most challenging phase of its journey. It was now in position, ready to begin its mission of exploration. But there was still more to be done. Over the next several months, Webb's instruments were calibrated, fine-tuned, and tested. The telescope's mirrors had to be aligned with incredible precision, each of its 18 segments carefully adjusted to ensure they worked together as a single unit. It was a painstaking process, but the team was confident that it would yield extraordinary results. And then the breakthrough came. In July 2022, the world was treated to the first full-color images from the James Webb Space Telescope. The images were nothing short of breathtaking. A deep-field image revealed a patch of space that, through Hubble's eyes, had appeared dark and empty. But through Webb's infrared vision, the once black expanse was filled with galaxies, some so distant that their light had taken billions of years to reach Earth. These galaxies were from the early universe, existing at a time when the universe itself was only a few 100 million years old. It was a stunning visual testament to the power of Webb's design. But that was just the beginning. As Webb continued its observations, it revealed more astonishing secrets: ancient galaxies, the birth of new stars, the atmospheres of exoplanets, and more. Each new discovery seemed to surpass the last, and each one brought the team closer to answering some of humanity's oldest questions. The story of the James Webb Space Telescope is not just a tale of technical triumph. It is a story of resilience, determination, and belief in the impossible. It is a reminder of what can be achieved when people refuse to give up on a dream, no matter how daunting the challenges may seem. It is a story of human ambition, of reaching beyond what we know, to discover what we never even imagined. Today, as the James Webb Space Telescope continues its mission, the dream that started so many years ago is still unfolding. With every new image, every new discovery, we are reminded of the vastness of the universe and our place within it. And as we look to the future, we know that Webb's journey has only just begun. The greatest mysteries of the cosmos are waiting to be unlocked, and we are only beginning to glimpse what lies beyond the stars. In the end, the James Webb Space Telescope is not just a triumph of science and technology, it is a triumph of the human spirit. It shows us that no dream is too big, no goal too far out of reach. If we can dream it, we can achieve it. The universe is waiting.